Hello, my name is Christine and I run a vintage shop called Prima Treasures on Etsy. Today I wanted to talk about Bohemian Glass and Venetian Glass. I've noticed that a decent number of sellers tend to get these two types confused, and if you're someone who's looking to purchase either one of these styles, it can certainly complicate the process because people use the terms interchangeably, and it makes it difficult when you search for, say, Bohemian and some Venetian stuff comes up mixed in the search results, and vice versa. So I kind of wanted to put the information out there to help people get a better idea of which style is which. And that way when you're searching, you can be a little bit more informed about which style it is you're after, and also understanding that there is some crossover and that sellers will sometimes use the terms interchangeably. But at least you're going in armed with the information and you know exactly what you're looking for. So I have here on the table a collection of different items, and some of them are Venetian style and some of them are Bohemian style. And at the far end, I wanted to show over here on the left, you've got these small green shot glasses, and then next to that you've got a larger beer stein, and both of those items are in the Venetian style. Now they can be made by any country, but the decorations are in line with what would be considered Venetian, and here's why. They're decorated with gold, as you can see. There's a lot of gold on the stein. It's got gold on the handle, the top and bottom rim, and then the decoration also incorporates gold. But even the small shot glasses have a little bit of gold trim right here at the top rim. The other distinguishing characteristic for Venetian glass is right here where you can see the flowers. They very often have these colorful flowers that are usually added on using enamel. So these flowers are not painted on, they're actually 3D and they're applied on top of the gold and the glass. So that's something that will help you, I think, when you're trying to find Venetian glass, is to look for the telltale enamel applied designs on it. The shot glasses over here are not enameled, it's more of a transfer design, but it's fairly close to the look that you would expect. So I'm assuming someone just cut some corners and just put the transfer design on. But the stein over there is pretty classic in terms of the design characteristics of Venetian glass. The funny part is it's actually made in Japan, but in the mid-century, Japanese tended to copy a lot of different styles of home decor and sell them to, the West. So it's not unusual to see them doing a copycat version of European style home decor. So switching channels to Bohemian, what I have here in the middle is what I would consider one of the more high-end types of Bohemian glass. And that's because the Bohemians kind of were at the forefront of a specific design technique that involved, and I hope you can see because this is a pretty good example of that. What you have here is a colored glass underneath, and then on top of that I applied another layer of white glass. And so they had a two-tone glass vessel at that point. And then what they would do is they would cut into the white layer to expose the green underneath. And this is a variety of terms are used to describe this. One of them is called cut to clear, and you can see an example of cut to clear on the wine glass next to it, because in this particular case you've got the red as the top layer and the clear as the underlayer. So sometimes they use the term cut to clear, and then in the case of the vase, another term they use is cased glass, because it has the white cased on top of the color underneath. And with the white glass, which sometimes people refer to also as a milk glass layer, it can come in a variety of colors. It might have blue under there, it might have red under there, And the same with these. You might have blue on top, red, green. So they tend to use jewel tones for this technique because the colors are pretty striking when you do that. But it could be any color. I've seen purple, I've seen amber, I've seen orange. You know, there's a lot of different colors that they might use for this. But the red and blue and green tends to be the most eye-catching. And I think you see that the most. So the distinguishing characteristic of the Bohemian glass is the cutting. The actual, where they will go in with, whether with a machine, probably modern times a machine, or hand cut, and they will cut away the colored layer to expose the white underneath. Now they also do cut glass in clear. So for Bohemian style glass, the cut in designs is more of their distinguishing characteristic. However, you'll notice on the vase in the middle that it also has painted enamel designs. And so that does tend to blur the line, but not really, because I can't say I've ever seen a Venetian piece that also had cut designs on it. So really, what you're looking for a Bohemian is the cutting. That was one of their specialties. And in terms of the painted design on our vase here, part of the reason for that is that back in the day when all of these styles were first coming into popularity and flourishing, a good number of the glass cutters and glass designers that worked in the Bohemian countries that made Bohemian style glass actually trained in Italy. So they brought some of those techniques with them. And that's why you would sometimes see this kind of bleed over of Venetian designs finding their way into the Bohemian products. So don't let that throw you necessarily. As I said, what we're really looking for if we're interested in Bohemian glass is the cut designs. And that's what will tell you whether you're dealing with a Bohemian piece of glass or a Venetian piece of glass. And as I said, also bear in mind that there are plenty of other countries making copycats of these items. In fact, this vase right here is not Bohemian in the strictest sense. It was made in Germany. So, there are other countries who kind of get in on the action, so to speak, and start copying the techniques and making their own items. At any rate, I think all of these items are beautiful, and they all tend to be kind of mid-century age. They are still making stuff like this currently, but they would tend to be quite expensive because this is hand-done artwork for the most part. So in all likelihood, if you see something that's reasonably priced, you're probably looking at an older piece. So I hope this helps you. I hope you've learned a little bit something about glass, and especially these very decorative types of glass that would absolutely look distinctive if you put them in your home. And I appreciate you watching.